Behind me is Tokyo Station, and this is just my luck. I've got one day in Tokyo only, and it's raining hard. But the reason I'm here is because in the past few days, full bloom Sakura. I'm so excited. Well, I would have been if it was sunny, but I want to see how many of Tokyo's top Sakura spots I can see in one day. So let's just go and check it out. I need an umbrella so badly though. So the first location here is actually quite an exciting one. Usually you can't come here because this is the Imperial Palace, shut off to the public all year round, but on cherry blossom season and autumn leaf season, it's open for around 9 days. And there's only 100 cherry blossom trees here, but the architecture is really what makes it nice and just a rare opportunity. So if you're in Tokyo around this time, I highly recommend you come here because it's literally the only time you're going to be able to walk down this beautiful street and see the Imperial Palace from the inside. It's a little bit crowded, but considering it's a weekday and it's raining, it's actually not that bad. If you come here during a weekend when it's sunny, this place would be absolutely packed, and you might even have to queue for like half an hour to an hour to get in. Well, this is the last gate. It's literally one gate in, one gate out, 600 meters. It's really quite quick actually. But there's so much to see here beyond cherry trees, even though that's the only reason why it's open. But definitely recommended. This was actually quite unique. But also, cutting through here is going to the next cherry blossom spot, really close on the outside of the Imperial Palace moat, and it's one of the most famous cherry blossom spots in Tokyo, so it's actually en route. Due to the rain, and definitely not user error on my part, my mic was unplugged for the next section, but just a 10-15 minute walk will take us to our next destination, Chidorigafuchi. This is a 700 meter stretch along the Imperial Palace moat with around 260 cherry blossom trees. And if you went to the Imperial Palace, then this is just a no-brainer. It's the natural next step. But even if you didn't go, this is largely considered to be one of the most famous Sakura spots in all of Japan, and from the other side of the river you can see the Imperial Palace walls, so you get that whole sense of historical importance along with your flower viewing journey. It should be noted that you can't actually put down picnic blankets for the Hanami style. You can do that in many other locations, but not here. This is really just for a leisurely walk, and it really is quite beautiful. However, if you do want to take your time, you can actually rent rowboats in the moat to enjoy the Sakura from the riverside, when it's not raining anyway. So a quick subway, and I'm at my next destination, Shinjuku, Gyoen, which is Shinjuku Park. And it's 500 yen to get in, but you can actually use your Suica card. Usually there's like a massive queue to get in here because it's one of the most famous places to come and see Sakura, but on a day like today, there's literally nobody. It's just walk straight in. I'm so lucky, and you can just see that this place is massive. Yeah, this is so nice. I mean, I'm a few days too late to see this in its prime, but so beautiful. I mean, reflecting off of the water, this is so nice. This whole park is massive, like 133 acres big, but it's got so many good photo opportunities. I mean, just like this one, but the main stretch of the cherry blossom trees, all the way over there. So let's go check them out. There's so many really big Sakura trees here. So I've come a little bit late in the Sakura season, even just a couple of days, and they all just start shedding their petals, but still very beautiful. But even if you do come a little bit late, you get trees like this Sakura tree where you can see that they're still budding or just about to bloom. So even if you're a little bit early or a little bit late for the typical cherry blossom season, if you come here, you're almost guaranteed to see some kind of Sakura. So these ones are going to bloom in about another week or so. So yeah, you can see many different types of Sakura here. It's a pretty good point of this park. Now this is impressive. There's 1,100 cherry trees in this park, but this one's just huge. It's actually probably the biggest Sakura tree I've ever seen. Very impressive. Oh, and what I've just noticed is that right behind it there's a different coloured Sakura tree. It actually looks a bit green. Okay, I see what's going on. So it is a Sakura tree, and it looked green because, well, it sprouted new green leaves. So like I said earlier, there's many different species that bloom early or late. This one bloomed much earlier than the rest of the Sakura trees. So this is already shed and is growing the new leaves. That's why it looked green, but from a slight distance, it's still got the flowers. They're like much longer lasting, so it looks like a green Sakura tree. Really interesting. This place is really big. I'm just trying to find the exit, but I'm totally lost. But I'm trying to save time and visit as many places as possible, so it's time to move on to the next place, if I can find my way out. And just like that, 30 minutes on a train, and I've come to Ueno Park. This is kind of nostalgic for me actually, because my first video was filmed right here, pretty much a year ago in these conditions. But it's super famous for viewing the Sakura. It's actually known for blooming a little bit earlier compared to the rest of Tokyo. So that's why some of these trees are not in full bloom, but still a pretty good time of the year, and miraculously, the sun has come out. Ueno Park's actually famous for having several museums, temples, shrines, and actually Japan's oldest zoo. But I've just walked into Toshogu Shrine and it's just littered with all these different food stalls, as well as all this really nice architecture and of course Sakura. This is beautiful. I didn't expect it, but along the way, other than all the food stalls, there was like a 4-story pagoda, and the shrine is completely golden. How awesome is that? I don't have 5. I've got a 10, but actually you're supposed to give a coin with a circle in the middle. So unfortunately for me, and not so much for the gods, I'm going to give them 50 because it's all I've got. There we go. This is really cool. I didn't expect the shrine to be completely golden, but there you go. Ueno Park has got so many cool things to go and do. Hi. I couldn't resist myself. I actually love takoyaki, but I've never had octopus. Arigatou gozaimasu. I've never had octopus by itself, so when I see like 3 miniature octopus on a skewer, I can't help myself. Oh, here you go. They grilled them so quick. And I'm not gonna lie, they look a bit strange, but let's see how they taste. It's so chewy. It's taking like 1 minute just to eat one. They're pretty good, very salty.
tastes like octopus. I prefer takoyaki, so this probably isn't my number one recommended food, but pretty interesting because I've only ever seen these in Japan, so sophisticated. For me, this is absolutely the number one spot to come in Tokyo to enjoy Sakura, Ueno Park's pond. Once you get past all the food vendors and the kind of shrine, you're just greeted by this whole stretch of Sakura trees. Either side of you is the pond, filled with wildlife. And if you want, you can like rent one of these boats where you can enjoy it from the water. It's not for me today because there's still just a little bit of sunlight left, so I think I've got just enough time to go and visit one more famous place in Tokyo. Let's go. The sun's almost down, but I definitely had enough time for one more location, and this is it, Sumida River. It's one of the smaller locations I've come to today, only 600 cherry blossom trees, but this is both sides of the river. However, if you come this side of the river from Asakusa Station, then you get a really amazing view of these two buildings. One is the Sapporo HQ, which is golden with a white top, like a beer, and the Tokyo Skytree. And, quick, check over here, you can see it. If you want, you can get one of these Yakata Bune boats and enjoy it from the river. And they go pretty much all day. And as you can tell, it's almost like sundown, but all these lamps are turning on. So I should have mentioned that pretty much everywhere that I visited today has nighttime illuminations of the cherry blossom trees. So yeah, maybe I'll make a video on that one day, but for now, I'm absolutely shattered. I visited pretty much 5 places. These were the most recommended places and the most famous, to be honest, in Tokyo. So I think you could probably visit one more if you wasn't filming and everything like I was. But yeah, you can do a lot in Tokyo in one day, so highly recommend it. And it's not raining, so happy. Finally get some luck.